Hello, Booktuber. Hello, friends. Welcome to Lizziefaye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth, and wow, this is a new, a new look. I just got a new phone, and this is my first time filming on it. And the camera lens is much wider than I was expecting. So, I guess that's okay though. Anyway, it's the middle of the month, so I thought I would give you a middle of the month wrap up. Now, today is actually my wedding anniversary. We have been married 27 years. I got married on Friday night, October the 16th, 1998. And we are not doing anything big and major today. Randy had to work, and I had book club, and I did some other important errands that needed to get done today. And so we may go out to dinner when he gets home, and he will probably be coming in here in just a few minutes. So I'm going to try to make this quick. Emily will go with us because we don't have a caregiver for her, but our daughter Katie did say that maybe next week, one day, she can come home and stay with her sister so that just the two of us can go out for dinner or something. So that'll be fun. Anyway, I want to, while I have a minute, give you my mid-month totals, wrap up, whatever, and just chat with you about what I've been reading so far. So I have finished a total of 15 books, and I probably will finish an audiobook this evening. I have another audiobook on the go, but it's on CD, and I didn't get as much of it done this morning as I had planned to, because that was actually my book club book, which I didn't finish in time for the meeting. And I doubt I'll get it done tonight, especially if we go out to dinner, but I will get it done by tomorrow. Then on my currently reading list, I have 14 books, and 10 of those are physical books, 2 are ebooks, and then the 2 audiobooks, one of which I'll finish tonight and one I'll finish tomorrow. Then of the books I have finished, 13 of them have been on audio. I have finished 1 ebook and 1 physical book. And then to break down the genres or categories, I have mystery and crime books, 5. Now, I actually have book club as a separate category, and some of those are crime books as well, but I just kind of listed those out separately. For book club, I actually have a total of 5. That's because at the beginning of the month, I listened to one of my last month's books that I didn't get done. And the other one I just put on the back burner. I'm not going to worry about it right now because I didn't get either of my book club books done last month. And then I got my mystery book done. And then my book for today is actually the 3rd book in a trilogy or a series of 3, and so I went ahead and listened to books 1 and 2, and then got about halfway through book 3, but it was enough that I could still participate in the discussion and everything. So I'll show you what those are in a few minutes. Then for Christian fiction, I believe I have listened to 4 books. Those are all from my 25 by 25 list, and they are also well, most of them are for the Through the Bible Readathon hosted by Katie from Paperbacks and Ponytails. One of them doesn't count for a prompt, but the one that I went ahead and listened to anyway is because I had ordered it on my Libby and it came in, and so I just went ahead and listened to it while I had it, and it was great. I'm so glad that I listened to that one. Then I have 3 Christian nonfiction books, 1 that I'm not quite done with, and then 2 that I listened to on audio. And then I had 1 mainstream biography, and that's the one I'm planning to finish tonight. And then I finished 1 romance book, which was my book that I buddy read with Fiona from the channel My Cozy Haven, formerly Reads and Eats. It was this one, Barefoot Beach by Debbie Mason. This is the next to last book in the Harmony Harbor series. We're going to skip November and then read the last book in December, which is called Christmas in Harmony Harbor. And I was able to do just a tiny bit of book shopping today, and I looked for it and I couldn't find it. So I'm hoping that I can find that somewhere while I'm out and about. I probably will do some birthday book shopping and all of that. But if I can't find it, I'm going to have to just bite the bullet and order it, which is not as much fun for me. I like the treasure hunt of shopping in person for books. But when it comes down to it, you know, if I need to order a book in order to have it when I need it, then of course I will do that. I did make a really cool find today when I was book shopping, and I'll show you that in a separate video because I didn't bring them in here. They're still in the car, but I'll try to do some kind of a book haul video pretty soon, because I do plan to do some more book shopping over the next little while. All right, so let me just show you the book club books, because that's what's most fresh on my mind. At the beginning of the month, I listened to How to Solve Your Own Murder by Kristen Perrin, and this was I think my mystery book for last month, and I didn't get it done, but I had already checked it out on Libby. I couldn't fit it in to September, and I had enough days on it left over in October that I just went ahead and listened to it at the beginning of October. And this one was fine. It didn't blow me away. I rated it 3 stars, and it was enjoyable enough that I wasn't upset that I read it or anything, but it didn't blow me away. Same kind of goes for my mystery book for this month. We read A Death in Cornwall by Daniel Silva. Now the problem with this is that it's book 24 in a series, and I don't think anybody in our book club had read any in the series. And so we, several of us were kind of lamenting that it would have probably been more interesting if we had been able to have a background in the series. There are some series that it really doesn't matter, and then there are some that it does seem to matter. And so this one is probably one of those that could have been more appreciated if we had, read other books in the series. Anyway, this is about an art restorer, and he sometimes deals in forgeries and things like that, but yet he is dealing with evil people in the art world, and schemers and thieves and stuff like that. It's the Gabriel Allen series. And so if you've read any of this series, and you would, and you recommend that I try again, maybe start at the beginning and read more, then let me know. Otherwise, I'm not that intrigued, and I got a little bogged down in the art of it all, and it's not really my cup of tea. It's not really where my interest lies. So, it was interesting, and I'm not upset that I read it, but it didn't blow me away. But I did really enjoy these 3 books by John Grisham. Now, I'm actually not done with the third one. This was actually our book club book for today, Camino Ghosts. This is a trilogy that takes place in Florida on a fictitious island called Camino Island. The first one is Camino Island. The setting is actually a bookstore on Camino Island, so that alone makes it interesting. But the owner of the bookshop also deals sort of under the table with some rare books, and he lives in kind of a gray area as far as that goes. Sometimes not gray at all. Definitely, he has also been known to deal with some illegally obtained books and things like that. So it was very interesting. Then the second book, Camino Winds, it has a murder mystery in it. There is a hurricane at the beginning of the book, and a murder takes place during the hurricane. And so they spend the rest of the book trying to solve the murder. And I thought this one was interesting. And then the third book also has kind of a historical fiction aspect, because it's about a woman who is in her 80s, and she's the last remaining survivor of an island that was inhabited by runaway slaves back in the 1700s. And so now, even though no one has used that island in many, many years, they want to, raise it and put up condos and all this kind of stuff. And yet there's a cemetery there, and there had been a curse put on the land that no white man could live there, and that kind of thing. So I'm not sure how it's going to all turn out, because I'm only about probably 40% done with it. But anyway, I'm going to probably finish this up by tomorrow. If you've ever read this one or any of this series, let me know. Now, I guess I just had 4 other mystery books, and they were all from the Campers and Criminals series. So if you saw my September wrap-up, you know that I was able to finish the ABC challenge, but I had to skip over books 28 and 29 and get to 30, which was the Z book. and that finished up my ABC challenge for me. So I did go back at the beginning of the month on October 1st, and I listened to book 28 in the series, and I'll put a picture of it here. And then I also listened to book 29. And then on my Kindle, I bought 29.5, and I read that one with my eyes. It was a little short story, and it was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And after I finished it, I went back and listened to number 30 again, which is Zealots, Ziplines, and Zoning, I believe. Or Zoning, Ziplines, and Zealots. I don't know. It's 3 Z words. It's right here. So I was glad that I went back and I listened to that, because I had listened to it so fast at the end of September that I didn't pick up on everything. And it was just good for the chronology of the story to kind of have things in order. In a perfect world, I would not have skipped over to it in the first place, but I really just wanted to get those challenges done. And so, I did what I did, and I'm not sorry, but, I went back and listened to it again. So now I'm all set for book 31, but I'm probably going to take a little time off from that series and just continue to work on some other things, like my 25 in 25 challenge, which is a set of 25 Christian fiction books, or a collection of 25 Christian fiction books that I set out to read last year after I finished my 60 by 60, and I didn't finish my 60 by 60 until last month. So I'm working on them now, and I am using the prompts from the Christian Fiction Readathon, or Journey Through the Bible Readathon, to do it. I've listened to books that meet 3 of the prompts for the Journey Through the Bible Readathon. I'm not sure which order. I think one of the very first prompts was to read something that you said you were going to read last year. And really, this whole collection of books I said I was going to read last year. So any of them would have been fine. But the one I chose was Simple Gifts by Lori Copeland. This was so good. I'm really, really enjoyed that. In fact, I really enjoyed all of these. And then this one was either a prompt to read a mystery or to read a combination, like something that crosses over 2 genres. And I think that's what I counted this one for, because this is Christian fiction and it's also a suspense thriller. And it's Cape Refuge by Terry Blackstock. It's book 1 in the Cape Refuge series, and Terry Blackstock does not disappoint it. This was great. Then going into biblical fiction here, this one was for a prompt to read a book about royalty. And I read The Centurion's Wife by Davis Bunn and Jeanette Oke. This was excellent. I really wasn't in the mood for this, but y'all know I'm not really a mood reader anyway, so I just persevered, and it really ended up being a fantastic book. Now, I love Jeanette Oke anyway, and this particular writing team of her with T. Davis Bunn, they have written several books that I have really enjoyed. That whole Heirs of Acadia series is just so good, and they've got a couple of others that I haven't read. So anyway, this was excellent. And then probably my favorite, it didn't meet any of the prompts, but it is one of my 25 by 25 books. It's by Francine Rivers. It's Leota's Garden. This is just straight up Christian contemporary fiction. It's not a romance. It's not historical. The characters are so flawed. They make mistakes. It's not one of those books where everybody is goody-goody and everything is hunky-dory. This follows a family that have a lot of work to do. They have a lot of issues. Then it also follows another young man who's in a romantic situation that is not good, and he's in college, and he ends up volunteering to work with an older person because he wants to find an older person that he can interview for a college project that he's doing. And so that's how he ends up kind of interacting with this family, because he gets to know the grandmother, and it's a rocky start, I tell you, but this book was so good. Wow. I mean, it deals with some hard topics. There's abortion, there's alcoholism, there's mentions of the Holocaust and, aftermath of that. And Anyway, it was so good. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I highly recommend this book. It's called Leota's Garden. Leota is the grandmother, and her garden is a healing place. At the beginning of the book, it needs some work, but it's so good. Oh my goodness, so good. Then the only other two that I have finished are a couple of audiobooks that I listen to on Audible Plus. Now, I said at the beginning of the month that I was just going to keep it simple. One reading challenge, one readathon, and, just keep it simple. Well, of course, right at the beginning of the month, I got enticed by this Audible Plus or Audible challenge where if you listen to Audible, you could even choose if you wanted to do, I think, like 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, or whatever on Audible, then you could get some kind of a little badge. You just listened for 30 minutes a day, 15 out of the next 30 days. So I was like, well, I could do that. Well, the sad thing is that I don't think I've missed any days. I might have missed one or two, but some days that I know for sure I listened more than 30 minutes, the system had a glitch in it. So it didn't record that I listened on those days, which kind of made me frustrated, but it's fine. There's still plenty of days left, and I'm almost about done with the challenge. But what I ended up listening to were some books that were about to expire off of Audible Plus. Two of them were expiring on the 14th of the month. So I've already listened to them. I'm done with them. One of them was by Warren Wiersbe, and this is an old pastor teacher that my pastor quotes quite frequently, and so I was really interested to see what he had to say. But it was a book made up of little mini biographies, and it said that many of these were written for periodicals and other publications, and then later were grouped into this book. I think he wrote a couple of them specifically for this volume. This book is called 50 People Every Christian Should Know, and it's about men and women, pioneers of the faith. And I thought it was really, really interesting. And as I was going through and listening to it, I would hear names that I have seen in our bookstore and think, oh, we have a book by that person. I know I've seen books by that author in our store. And so now it is making me really interested to go back to work now and see how many of those authors we have. I ended up at the very end, I went back and I just listened through each chapter heading and wrote down the names of all of them so that I have a list now of all 50 of those people, because most of them have published books. And the sad thing, though, is that my library does not have a physical copy of this book. So I am on the hunt for it. I am on the lookout for a physical copy of this book. I would like to get it for our church library because I would like to, continue to refer back to it. Then kind of along that same line, I saw that there was another similar type book on Audible Plus called 50 Women Every Christian Should Know by Michelle DeRusha. And this one was not quite as good, but still very interesting. And I think you would be surprised about some of the women that were included in this book. So if either of these sound interesting to you, I hope that you can find a way to read them or listen to them. They're not on Audible Plus anymore. Of course, they are probably still on Audible, where you could purchase each of them with a credit, and they might be on Hoopla, but I haven't actually looked to see. Anyway, I was very pleased with both of these books. Now, the third one on Audible Plus is expiring on the 21st, and I am almost done with it. I'm probably going to go ahead and try to finish it up tonight. This is a biography of M.S. Hershey, the founder of the Hershey Candy Company and Hershey, Pennsylvania, and all of that. This is really interesting, too. It's not quite as gripping as some biographies that I've listened to, but there's some interesting bits just about Pennsylvania history and a U.S. history, and kind of how the whole Hershey Company came up through history and how it was developed and what was going on at the same time and all of that. And I just find it very interesting. I like a good biography. I don't read that many. A lot of the times, I think most of the biographies I end up reading are people who are in entertainment, maybe not people who are pioneers in industry, and I'm really glad that I found that one as well. My library does have a physical copy of that, and I've got it ordered, but I don't have it yet. So I'll show you a picture of the audiobook cover. So yeah, I'm going to finish that one up this evening, and I'm glad that I found that one. So I mentioned that I have 14 books on my currently reading list. I know some of y'all are like, how in the world do you have that many books? Well, it's because, and I've said this before, I have 2 page-a-day books for myself that are devotional books, and 2 page-a-day books for my daughter, Emily. And then I'm reading 1 Bible study book along through the month. And then I am also reading a print book with Emily. And for this month, we are reading this 3-in-1 book of a series called Pet Rescue Club, or ASPCA Kids. And this has 3 books in this one volume, and each book has 10 chapters. And so we are going to finish this on the 30th, and I've got 1 more book to read on the 31st. It is the 2025 Caldecott winner. I ordered it. I've got it in the living room on my book cart, so we're going to be able to officially check off the Caldecott project off my list. But this is really nice. I'm enjoying this a lot, and I think Emily's enjoying it for as much as she can show that she is. But the first book we've already finished. It was about a dog. The book is called A New Home for Truman, and there is a real Truman dog. This story is based on a real dog named Harry Truman, and his picture is in here. Then the second book we are reading right now, and it is called No Time for Hallie, and it's about a cat, and it's also about a little girl who has lost her parakeet. Then the third book we haven't started yet. It will be The Lonely Pony. So these are very enjoyable. Now, my exciting find today that I bought are some middle grade type books that are Christian books that, and I found a whole set of them that I'm going to read with Emily, and I'm super excited to show them to you, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. I didn't bring them out of the car yet, so I'll have to plan another book haul video very soon where I can show you those. But I told Emily as we were coming out of the store, I said, I'm definitely going to read you these. I think you'll really like these. I said, but first we'll finish reading the ones on your shelf that we've got lined up and get those done, because I think we'll be able to trade a lot of those in for store credit at the store where I work. And then, we'll make some space on her shelf for some new things. Okay, so back to my currently reading list. That was 6 things. So then I am currently right now not actively reading a physical print book, but I have 4 on my list that have been hanging on my currently reading list for a while now. And the reason I'm not actively reading one today is because just a couple of days ago, I finished reading this one, and I just haven't had time to pick up another one. But the one that I am planning to finish this month is the book that I started for the Retro Romance Readathon in July. This is The Texan Rancher by Jane Corey, and this is an old Harlequin that I found in all of the free books that I've received, and it is just so well worn that I thought, well, rather than trying to sell this one, I would just read it myself, and then I'll pass it along to someone else who might be able to get one more reading out of it. And I just started it back in July and haven't picked it back up. So I do want to read that one. And then I've got 3 other chunkier books, and I probably, and I'm not going to show those again right now, but probably for my November TBR, I'll show you all 3 of those and let you help me decide which one of those to focus on for the rest of the year, because I probably can't get all 3 of them done this calendar year. And I might can get 2 of them done, but 2 of them I barely started, so I can just pop it right back onto my want to read list, get it off my currently reading, and focus on the other 2. So that's more than likely what I will do. Then I also have 2 ebooks on my list, and one of them is a Star Wars comic epic collection, and I have 1 issue left of the main 23 issues that are in that collection, and the rest is bonus materials. So I think I can finish that one this month. And I've also been reading an ebook on Everand, and it's the second book in the Cheese Shop Mysteries by Karina Moss. So Tiffany and the Killing Time with Cozy's group have been doing a read-along of that series, and I got way behind. I did read book 1, and then I've just been dragging my feet with book 2 because I just kind of forget to pick up and read off my phone. And then my phone broke, and I was dragging my feet about getting switched over to this new phone. Well, I have finally switched over to this new phone. I'm signed into Everend, and I cannot get that book to load. It's still there, but no matter if I try my new phone or my old phone, I can't get it to load. So I'm not sure what is wrong with it. I may have to just go online and just purchase a physical copy in order to finish it, because my library doesn't have it or anything like that. And I'm happy to support the author and just purchase a copy of the book. I may end up just purchasing the whole series because I really do want to read all of them. But as of right this minute, I'm having a hard time. And I'm about 50% done with it because I was, over the last couple of weeks, actively reading it and picking it up just about every day and really enjoying it. So hopefully I'll be able to get back to that one very soon. So you can see why I have 14 things on my currently reading list. By the time I have, you know, something in different formats and for different purposes and for Emily and all of that, it just adds up. So where am I going to put my focus then for the rest of the month? Well, I mentioned this one. I do want to finish this. It's not long. I'm sure I can get this one finished. I'm going to finish the Star Wars comic book. And once I get done with that, I do want to keep something going on my Kindle. And I will probably pick up A Cruise Ship Mystery by Hope Callahan. But that will probably be in November. So for audio, I am going to just continue to knock out as many of these Christian fiction books as I can. I have 2 boxes full in my living room. And so I'm first working my way through the prompts for the Journey Through the Bible Readathon hosted by Katie from Paperbacks and Ponytails. As I mentioned earlier, be sure you check out her channel. And then I will, you know, try to get as many of the others done as I can. But y'all know I am easily distracted by shiny objects. So look what I got from the library the other day. My Beloved by Jan Karen. Book 15 in the Mitford series. I'm so excited to open this up. I do have it on hold on Libby, the audiobook. I think I have a 4-week wait on it. But y'all know with Libby, it could be sooner than later. So I'm going to keep that there, and I'm probably going to open this up and read a little bit as I can. But more than likely, I will just enjoy the audiobook whenever it comes. But I'm happy to hold this in my hand. And yeah, I'm thrilled over this book. Absolutely thrilled. This is definitely going on my wish list. I am going to let my family know that I would definitely like my own copy of this for Christmas. Now, the other 2 books that I put on my most anticipated releases are not ones that I need right away. Now, y'all know I do have a Fanny Flagg collection here, but I listened to her newest book on audio and it was fine, but it didn't blow me away. And so I don't need to go out and spend money on that brand new. I can wait on getting my own copy of that until I can find it secondhand at some point. And then the J.A. Jance book, I don't need my own copy of because I don't collect J.A. Jance, but I am caught up to the new one, and I have the audiobook on CD already checked out for my library. So I plan to listen to that one this month as well. So, yeah, that pretty much covers my reading plan for the rest of the month. We are also planning to have another yard sale in mid-November, so I'm working towards that. And still working on eBay for my employer, and just trying to get as much done as I can in any given day. I think that's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate your comments. So let me know in the comments if you've read any of these books. And I hear the dogs barking, which probably means my husband is walking in the door. So that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.